Jon Stewart did it again.
Nice.
I don't mean to nitpick, but remember when he said that the subways in America are dirty because that's the price of freedom. If you want to have pristine subways, you got to go to Russia, and the only reason they have it is because of totalitarianism.
Mm-hmm.
But even though they got rid of that a long time ago, they got rid of communism a long time ago. But the price of freedom is you have shit smeared all over your subways, according to Jon Stewart.
Well, it means I can shit anywhere.
That's the price of freedom. Although I was in Europe last year, and their subways were beautiful. Everything was the whole place was.
Yeah.
You ever been to Sweden? Beautiful. You ever been to Denmark? Oh, Copenhagen? Wow. Beautiful. You ever been to Norway? You ever been to Oslo?
Mm-mm.
They don't have any of those problems, and they also have freedom.
You sound like Putin's body.
London, a little different story. Woo. Jon Stewart is going to listen to what he says. He's going to claim that, you know how the Chinese DeepSeek came in for pennies on the dollar and overthrew the AI, the $500 billion AI investment thing in the United States? They did it for pennies on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to tell you how that happened, and he's going to say it's because, it's the price of freedom. That's why we have to pay $500 billion where they pay $5 million. Here we go. Watch this.
What the I was promised a new era of American prosperity and greatness. What happened?
A powerful new Chinese AI tool called DeepSeek is threatening the U.S. dominance of this emerging technology.
DeepSeek is on par with what OpenAI and Google have made, even though those companies are sinking billions of dollars, tons of years, and lots of development into this space. DeepSeek did it for cheaper in a matter of months.
Who would have expected the Chinese to do it cheaper? I can't believe it. It's as though when you don't have labor laws or rights. And by the way,
so it's because they don't have labor laws or rights. That's why they were able to do it. Really? Well, if that's true, then the Chinese have copied everything we do. Boom. That's why China just completely crushed America's tech bros.
Oh, because we're not competitive enough globally.
It wasn't
That's right, Johnston.
It wasn't because we put a sanction and we wouldn't let them use our best computer chips, and then they had to be creative and figure out a better way to do it, and they did. It's not that. Here's what Nick Cruz says. He says, Jon Stewart on his show for liberal boomers, that's what it is, by the way, claimed that the only reason Chinese AI DeepSeek kicks Americans' AI asses is because the Chinese have no labor laws or rights for that matter. In China, guess what they have in China? They have paid maternity leave. Guess what else they have? Something they also have in Israel. Free health care. Jimmy, it's not free. It is. Just like the highway's free. When you go on the highway, it's free. When you drive on your street, it's free.
Hey, you know they're worried about their population going down, and that's why they have paid maternity leave. Unlike here, where your oligarchs want to bring in, just replace you with people from other countries.
So now China is actually are they anyway? Let's stay on topic. In China, they have paid maternity leave and they get free health care. Meanwhile, in America, we have none of those things. Why are liberals so stupid?
They go to school, stupid school. They literally go to stupid school to learn the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's right, because
dumber than Trump University.
Because
I can't imagine that was a good university.
That's right. Because liberals sit in front of the corporate news and the corporate TV, and they think the man on the TV is telling them the truth. That's why. If you want to know why liberals are so stupid, that's why. Because they consume propaganda and they think it's real. That's why. That would be why. Such lazy racism, says Amanda Yee. She sounds Asian. Such lazy racism. LOL. DeepSeek's success is because U.S. sanctions on China forced them to be more collaborative and resourceful with the less advanced chips that they had, driving, what's the word? Innovation. That's Bill Gates' favorite word, innovation.
Yeah. What about sustainabilities?
DeepSeek is the result of embracing open source methods plus collective research, not human rights abuses, you lazy liberal propagandist.
I heard that they made the Uyghurs build their AI.
Oh. But that is why liberals are so stupid. Because they sit in front of the TV for hours so they can be proud of themselves that they did their civic duty. The guy on the TV told them they were smart, and they believed him. Amanda Yee goes on to say Silicon Valley could never. Big tech companies killed, big tech CEOs killed smaller firms, they did, that tried to innovate or compete, completely monopolized tech, even enlisted the help of the U.S. government to sanction China to restrict its access to semiconductor chips to further eliminate competition. Which begs the question, why do tech CEOs, does she mean companies? That's companies, right?
Yeah.
Why do tech companies need billions of dollars in investment? Why have we made tech CEOs the richest men on earth when this Chinese model was developed at a fraction of the cost and time? It's much more efficient and can rival what Silicon Valley has developed. Why is that? Well, that's because Silicon Valley has a stranglehold on our government because they're corporations, just like the Wall Street has a stranglehold, big pharma and big oil, and insurance, and they all have that's who runs the country. Tell me, Kurt, why?
The same reason legalizing weed, somehow California managed to lose money on it. A thing that where the illegal industry now outpaces them. How do you screw that up? Well, here's how. You try to do state capitalism, the thing I thought China was into.
That's right.
But we do it. I saw an interview with Mark Andreessen, who was talking about AI and how the government said we're only going to have 2 or 3 companies in it. Don't even bother getting into it.
Yeah.
That's how they do with all the other stuff. Like when they try to control, when they do very China things that I thought China did this whole time with COVID. So apparently, because we did that chip thing on them, that's really funny. I find it to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time, because that's where you really see we have Chinese state capitalism worse than China. China.
Jon Stewart's implying that the innovation in China is a result of lack of freedom, labor laws, and human rights. The same diabolical propagandists who also toasted the Azov Nazis. You remember that?
Oh,
remember when
only there was an R instead of a T in that word.
Oh, yeah, right. He didn't roast them. He toasted them. Remember when he hung a medal on a legit Nazi at Disney World, a Nazi from Ukraine? Jon Stewart gave him a medal. And
a Make-A-Wish Nazi.
And he's never talked about it afterwards. He's never talked about it. Yeah, it was a Make-A-Wish Nazi.
I keep bringing it up because people forget that it happened.
Did you bring it up?
Bring it up constantly.
Did you bring it up on Rogan yesterday?
No, I brought it up the last time though.
Yeah, you did. And he'll never go anywhere where anyone will ask him about it.
No, it's like knowing that Al Qaeda runs Syria now. Try bringing that up.
Yeah. Late night comedy shows are equal member of propaganda toolkit as the mainstream media, news media. Yes, they are. Jon Stewart, here it is. Jon Stewart honors Azov Battalion at Pentagon-funded Disney World event. Comedian Jon Stewart honored a member of the notorious neo-Nazi Ukrainian Azov Battalion with a Heart of the Team Award at the annual Pentagon-sponsored Warrior Games held at Disney World in Orlando, Florida on August 19th. Throughout the event, U.S. Army veterans and delegations from the armed forces of allied countries, who cares?
Hey, can we get Colonel McGregor back after the JFK thing? Because I want to hear.
Yes.
Remember, he was the one that made that ad about what they were doing to kids underneath Disney.
That's right.
And look at a Nazi event funded by the Pentagon at Disney. And now we're not going to have woke. Don't worry, woke stuff's going away at Disney. We're going to go back to Bavarian German fairy tales like we all Nazi love.
And you know how I know that China are not that they are not totalitarian fascists? You know why? Because if they were, Jon Stewart would be pinning a medal on them. There you go. I really, Jon Stewart, he should not have come back. He came back just to
come back or don't. Like either go all the way of telling the truth. Don't be a half-ass.
He's a hack now.
Style mushy crap. Nothing. Be the part that makes you notice the Wuhan lab thing.
And I don't think that Jon Stewart's a horrible person. I think that he is lacks the courage that I would like to see him exhibit. That's all. Am I jealous of Jon Stewart? Yes.
You are?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I mean, he's got a live studio audience in a soundstage. That's what I want. Just like Bill Maher.
Oh.
That's what I want.
God. I was afraid you were going to say you wanted to meet a Nazi with Mickey Mouse next to you.
And he's done lots of good things. He invented kind of a new kind of comedy, even, which is amazing. So there's a lot of amazing things about Jon Stewart. But it's, you know, it's like whenever you have a hero, which he was a hero. I really looked up to him. I still do. I think he's got a lot of talent. It's just, he's a real letdown at the same time. And I was cheering him on when he went on Stephen Colbert and he told people that the COVID virus came from a Wuhan lab when no one else would say that. And then he got kicked out of polite society. And then he came back and he would never, ever, he'll never tell you the truth about Ukraine. Ever. He won't tell you the truth. He won't tell you the truth about vaccines. And he's done. And that was the only truth he'll tell you about COVID. And he got his mind right. Yeah. And so now he lies about Trump's the lawfare happening against Trump. He lies about why the subways are nice in Russia and they're not nice here. He's lying to you about why the Chinese tech just kicked our ass in AI. So there's a lot. Again, I'm sure.
Look, I had a hero once. His name was Jared from Subway, and guess what? I was let down too. Guy lost a lot of weight.
So it's just, again, it's just, of course, he has to do that and say those things because he's on corporate TV. Anyway.
But how much money do you get where you can go F yourself? I'll say whatever I want.
He's just doing, and by the way, he's only doing this for fun. He's loaded. Didn't he get, I thought he got $50 million for his Apple show that got canceled. I mean, it's not like Jon Stewart needs the money. Put it that way. He can go out and make $100,000 a night doing stand-up comedy any night of the week.
I want him to talk about meeting them, what Hillary and the other one, those two Illuminati representatives that night that told him why we have to always go to war.
Yeah.
He has to sit there.
And then that was part of his
about treasure.
That was part of his penance. Mm-hmm. He had to do penance after he told people where the virus came from in Wuhan, and part of it was he had to give a tongue bath to two of the most blood-soaked war criminals in our country's history, Condoleezza Rice and Hillary Clinton.
Have they ever teamed up for anything besides
that interview?
Ever?
Not that I know of, but that was really, talk about humiliate. He had to humiliate himself.
I mean, it was like we were watching it with what's her name, Max's wife,
Anya.
We were watching it with Anya, and I remember that vividly because I was showing it to Jenna afterwards because it blew my mind how disappointing it was, and I'm like, oh, this is like a humiliation ritual.
Yes, it was like a humiliation ritual to watch him.
That's what you call a humiliation ritual.
Yeah,
is that? Yeah.
So. Again, I've said a lot of times, and people try to use it against me now when I say, hey, not that I'm a better person than Jon Stewart. I'll sell out. Nobody's made an offer. People keep saying, well, Jimmy's always said that, so I guess he took the money. Nobody's made an offer yet. I'm still waiting for the offer. If somebody made the offer, I would be doing my show on a say somewhere.
Hey, guess what, idiots? Anna Kasparian is going to be brought in and given the offer.
That's right.
You understand?
They already
people like her are going to be brought in because they'll change, and then people actually, do you think they're like different or so? I'm like, are you joking? Are you kidding?
Cenk Uygur already took the offer. He got $20 million from Jeffrey Katzenberg, one of the top donors, if not the top donor to the Democratic Party.
But what about now?
What do you mean?
Now that he went full populist. Oh.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, did you know that drinking 2 to 3 cups of coffee every day can slash your risk of death by 29% and cut heart complications nearly in half? But none of that matters if your coffee tastes like it's all syrup and no substance, courtesy of your local Starbucks. Enter 1775 coffee. There it is right there in my hand. Bold, hand-picked Bolivian beans, roasted in the United States, single origin, rigorously tested to the highest standards, and built for patriots who refuse to compromise. No fillers, no fraud, just pure coffee excellence. While other brands burn low-quality beans to mask their mistakes, 1775 coffee selects the best, like choosing patriots over politicians. It's coffee that boosts your metabolism, protects your heart, and keeps you sharper than a late-night Trump tweet. The best part, every dollar spent on 1775 coffee gets you entered to win a blacked out 2024 Tesla Cybertruck plus 30 grand in cash, as they say. Built like a tank, this beast is an apocalypse ready with the power to handle anything, whether it's your morning commute or the end of the world. Head to 1775coffee.com, stock up and fuel your mornings with rebellion. Use code DORE, D-O-R-E, for 15% off. Don't miss your chance to drive off on a Cybertruck and cash out with $30K.